Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with SCS.
It is done.
And yes, look, it's encumbered. What a great beginning to this episode. Anyway, in this one, we're going to finally be able to progress the main story a little bit. And that is going to involve us going through the Iron Throne Tower. And first, the only thing that we need to do... I think, you know what? I am going to change one spell again. Because Halbazar in Sorcerer's Sundries has scrolls of Minor Globe of Invulnerability, but he doesn't have scrolls of Emotion Hopelessness. I think there's not going to be that much time to throw all of these spells in there, because I'm going to be prioritizing some other spells, but I think I'm going to go back to this Emotion Hopelessness. We're going to rest once more, and now we're going to just sell our stuff and buy some goodies in the Sorcerer's Sundries. And after that is done, we'll be able to finally go into the docks or the harbor district again and investigate that Iron Throne Tower. Alright, so here let's first sell all the junk that we wanted to sell. Yeah, he buys the cursed rings, but I don't think he... I think you've seen before that he doesn't... Those are the stolen darts of acid. Well, quote-unquote stolen. The Baloth's darts. But yeah, I think we've seen that he doesn't purchase cursed scrolls. Yeah, 6,200 for all of these gems. I know that I have some goodies like this protector, stuff that I don't want to sell. But yeah, tons of gems we've managed to acquire over the last couple of episodes. Look at this, dude. 10 more thousand. And we're not even done yet. Right, almost done with that. Okay, 130,000. Now we're at a point in the game where we can just basically do whatever with our gold. And I am going to purchase some stuff. We're going to replenish a little bit on our arrows of acid. Before we leave, because I'm probably not going to like shop again in Sorcerer's Sundries for a while. I think I'm going to get a couple of different potions and arrows and whatnot. Probably not going to use all of them, like not even close to that, but just like to be prepared. We're good on the potions of invulnerability, but I might buy another one. We're probably going to use 2 in this fight. I wanted these potions of defense. I'm going to buy 1 potion of fortitude. Or you know what, maybe even 2. Because there's going to be a special purpose for that. I'm going to buy at least 1 potion of magic shielding. And also, I want to buy some scrolls. I'm just going to already distribute some of the potions. Well, let's keep the fire resistance in our potion case for now, and there is going to be a use for those very soon. Oh yeah, let's first sell some of the junky scrolls that we've picked up. There's actually not that many of such scrolls left, it seems. Well, we have plenty of... well... oh yeah, 4 resist fear. Alright, that's going to be it for now. Now, buying. I want to get some slow scrolls. I might cast that from a scroll in the upcoming fight, but probably it's not going to get to that. I am going to also get... We have quite a few blur scrolls, but they're so cheap. Let's get them. Next, we have some web scrolls, but let's get one more. Oh, we need these minor globe scrolls. We need... Oh. Let's already give one of these to MON. Okay. That is going to be her pre-buffing package. Well, except Chaos. Chaos is going to be her opening spell, I think. Yes. In the upcoming fight. And then finally, let's get this one Confusion and maybe like 2 more Chaos scrolls, just for the future. Okay. I think we're done for now when it comes to purchasing. Now let us set out for the Iron Throne Tower. This is going to be pretty exciting. The fight at the top of the tower is one of my favorites in Baldur's Gate 1 SCS. This is such an epic, cool fight.
It is done.
Alright, so finally, the Iron Throne headquarters in Baldur's Gate. Normally, there would be a cutscene here, like a little movie, a cinematic, but in the enhanced edition, I guess they enhanced it out, like some of the others. Oh, also, one thing I wanted to mention. Like 2 episodes ago, when we did these quests with Narla and Darkwalk, I just forgot to tell you why Koran was the one with the Boots of Speed doing these heists. That's because you need a thief for Narlan to speak. He will not do the quests with any other class, so our only options were Imoen and Koran, and of course, you know, Koran was the man for the job, you know. You know that he enjoyed those quests. Yes. Alright, anyway, we're inside. We get the epic music again, that you probably can't hear all that well, because, you know, the game volume in general is pretty low, and then I'm talking over it, but trust me, this music is... This is it, you know, you feel like, alright, now we're in the Iron Throne Tower, dude. Like, stuff is gonna get real. Alright, so here's a freaked out, spooked out merchant. And there's a couple of routes that you can go in his conversation, but I have this one in plan. Yeah, madness seized the sphere, and amongst Saravok's crazed acolytes, it overflows. I'm a silver merchant after a pretty coin, but I swear it isn't worth it to suffer this place so long. So now we know that Sarevok, this person that was mentioned a couple of times now, has a bunch of acolytes, apparently, at the top of the tower. So if we pay him 300 gold, he's going to open up a little bit more. So, yeah. Here there is a change from SCS, because SCS adds 2 guys. Adds the 2 assassins, basically the 2 thieves to the fight. Yeah, the acolytes I mentioned, they stay with Thaldorn on the 5th floor. 8 of them there are, and their madness comes in pairs. 2 priests, 2 mages, 2 assassins, 2 hardened thugs. But there is something wrong about them. This is pretty funny. If they were here for the simple joys of a pretty coin, I'd have no quarrel with them. But no, they would not deign to be so human. There is something more, some secret agenda, I know not what. Yeah, even now I can feel their pestilential eyes upon me. Yeah, so we got some pretty good info actually from this guy. Now, when it comes to the guards and all that, we're going to be asked pretty much what we are doing here as we ascend the tower a couple of times, and basically, like, almost anything you say is going to avoid the fight with them, because you can easily bribe them. Whether you offer them 100 or 200 gold, it's going to work if you have good reaction. If you say that you come from Sembia, which is actually where the main Iron Throne headquarters is located, because in Baldur's Gate it's only you know, a part of their operation, I guess, when they're trying to like spread out, branch out their influence to the west, I guess, from Sembia. And the only thing that is really going to end up in a fight, well, of course, if you say that you want to kill all those who associate themselves with the Iron Throne, but basically the bad thing to say, and he doesn't even have that option yet, but there is, and with, well, when talking with some of the guards and some of the people we're going to meet on our way up, there's going to be an option to say that we're from Cormyr, and that one is always going to end up in a fight because they will know we're lying, because apparently the Iron Throne is banned from operating in Cormyr. But let's say that we're from Sembia, for example. So he didn't have any info about that, but he trusts us anyway.
All my stuff is authentic. Really, it is.
Yes?
Yeah, so here is the passage to the basement that we've already been here through, you know, the sewers. We've managed to arrive here. Yeah, you can say that you're new recruits, like you can say anything and it's going to work. Yeah, he says get out of here, but he lets us stay anyway. So here there are 2 chests with some goodies that I'm going to loot. There's more like interactable containers, but there's nothing in there. We got a really nice potion of strength. I'm not even going to bother to pick up these like lesser potions there. I think some of these scrolls might be legit, so I'm going to hold on to them. Alright, container is full. But we're going to use this one, potion of fire resistance.
Indeed. It is done.
Alright, let's go up, and I'm going to quick save here because there's a funny conversation upstairs. I'm going to reload and go with the conversation options that, or the dialogue option that gives us more information. So where do you think you're going? Upstairs. Where do you think you're going? This is going to result in a fight. But if you say the 5th floor, Sarevok asks us to deliver an important message to his acolytes. So here we are already making use of the info that we've acquired on the 1st floor apparently. On the ground floor or whatever. Yeah, so he says, better you than me. Working with that crowd can be downright creepy some days. And I've quick saved to just show you this one. Creepy, are they? I'll be sure to pass that on. So you can freak him out with that. You know, I spoke out of my turn. My apologies. I'm very sorry, sir, ma'am, sir. Don't tell them, please. You don't know what they'll do. They're so good. They're so very good. They're not creepy at all. He just leaves. Yeah, so let's just quick load. Oh yeah, when you say the first option here, he's going to like call like 3 guards. It's nothing interesting. Those are just generic guards. Anyway, creepy. How do you mean? I've seen people go up there with one face and come back down with another. I don't know how else to say it. I got a keen eye for faces, I do, and I think them people going up and down know it too, because one time one of them caught me looking at him and he winked right at me, and he changed the colors of his left eye right as I was watching him. It started out a chocolate brown, but then it went all quicksilver for a moment, like the mercury the mages play with, and then he was gone and out the door, laughing his high-pitched laugh. So yeah, we've already met creatures that can shapeshift, of course, so this is obviously a clue that there's some more doppelganger business going on here. So a little bit of an NPC project here with Imoen. Alright, and now we respond to him. We can either say this, but we can ask, who are these people? Yeah, the one that's, you know, we're changing shapes, I guess. So it is another piece of, another clue that, you know, they've basically infiltrated the other trading companies in the city, the Seven Sons and the Merchants League, as we've seen already. Alright, so there's nothing interesting on this floor. Just cool looking floor. The Iron Throne looks really cool, like the interiors are nice. Anyway, let's proceed upstairs. Right, here's there's going to be another guard. So yeah, this one has the option of saying that we're from Cormyr, and that's going to result in a fight. So let's continue our Sembia ruse. Here's Nortuary. Wait a moment, could you please tell me where I could find Realtar? It's important that I speak to him. Realtar's damn son, Sarevok, seems to think he's in charge here. So getting a little bit more info. So yeah, we ask for his name. I'm Mortuary, and your Iron Throne high up answers to me. I've just arrived from Selgaunt in Sembia. So yeah, the main headquarters of the Iron Throne. The council wishes to know how things are faring. Alright, so we can tell him whatever. And then there's going to be Emissary Tar.
I am here.
That doesn't want us to give her any lip. That's a great voice line.
Indeed.
Don't give me any lip, peasant. Do you know who I am?
Don't give me any lip, peasant. Alright, the assorted boobs and dimwits around here have been of very little help. And apparently we look like we could be of some assistance. And this is a pretty good one. I'm afraid you've mistaken us for someone else. I'm Dimwit, this is my good friend Boob, and behind me you'll find Brainless and Moron. How do you do? Alright, so she's apparently Emissary Tar, by the way, is apparently a chief negotiator for the Grand Dukes. And apparently she cannot find the stairs, and like they could really like do something else here when it comes to what he's looking for, what she's looking for. She should be looking like for a certain person or something like that, because like how can you not see the stairs here? And more than that, how did you get to this floor in the first place? Did you take the elevator somewhere else or what? Like she must have obviously taken the stairs to get to this floor, and now she's asking where the stairs are. Anyway, of course if we urge her to reconsider, she's going to dismiss that. She's going to ignore our warnings, and that's not going to end well for her. And we can ask a little bit more about her business. And this is pretty cool. A little bit more info. It appears that the Merchants League and the Seven Sons have voluntarily granted the Iron Throne temporary control over their mines in order to simplify the city's supply structure and thereby strengthen the war effort should it come to that. So yeah, they infiltrated, you know, obviously, as we know already, the Merchants League and Seven Sons to such an extent that, you know, they have basically total economic control over like the whole iron trade here on the Sword Coast. Alright, so here we can talk a couple of times with this cook. Oh, first let's talk with her.
Yeah, friend.
Yeah, she says that this guy gets angry real easy, so let's test that out.
Hello?
Yeah, this is my kitchen, and I don't like interlopers.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, he has a couple of different things that he can say.
Hello?
Alright, and that's it. Yeah, there's a couple of things like that where you can talk a couple of times with some of these guys. Yeah, I don't understand why you insist on smelling up the room.
I've got the best prices this side of
Alright, anyway,
Yes?
let's go further upstairs.
I certainly.
And there's an interesting dude here, Adestus. Alright, and he takes us for Emissary Tar, so we can play along a little bit here. But anyway, he says that during the negotiations, Thaldorn, which is one of the leaders of the Iron Throne, together with Rieltar and Brunos, will be accompanied by a board of 8 Iron Throne advisors sent to us from abroad. And we've already heard these names, or no, this is the first time. Zalimar, Gardush, Naman, Diab, Shannara, and Kalos are the new ones introduced by SCS. Asim and Alai, all of them quite respectable people and eager to meet you. We also have a 9th member on that board today, a Mr. Lyle Espejo, I guess. He is there to ensure that things go smoothly in this time of transition. So we can end this conversation by using the 3rd option here, but let's try what else we can, what other info we can get from this guy. Yeah, and this is something that sounds suspicious here. Preceding all of that, however, Mr. Espejo would like to have a few words with you about the positive change and dynamism, economic and otherwise, has been the witness in his travels, blah blah blah. It's basically here that they want to apparently lure Emissary Tar into like a separate room for some reason. And yeah, we're going to discover all of that in a second. So yeah, just some NPC Project comments here. Anyway, these different bookshelves, there are like useless books, well, useless in terms of game mechanics. Like I've said before, I actually like these books. You can get a lot of different like backstory and info about different Forgotten Realms areas and events from its past. Anyway, in this one, though, we have some scrolls, and in this one, I'm just going to take this shield. Oh, my inventory is full. I'm not sure if this one is legit. Even if it is, it's just protection from petrification, which doesn't really... we don't really need any more of that. And here we can get some more information from these ones. And if we threaten them a little bit and ask about the Iron Throne plans, he doesn't know, but he tells us about the 3 leaders of Iron Throne in this region.
I love money.
And if we ask where are the leaders, apparently they are at Candlekeep, of all places. In Candlekeep, our home. Alright, anyway, upstairs there's going to be the main event for this episode, the fight with Sara Vox Acolytes. So we need to prepare for this one. And I'm going to do actually quite a bit of preparing. Of course I don't want to be wearing that cloak. Now, since Senashira has all of these nice buffs to all of her saving throws from the Ring of Protection, the Grinds, Amulet, the Cloak of Balduran, and the Claw of Khaz'goroth, I'm just going to use the Potion of Invulnerability, and you know, that saving throws massive bonus and the armor class bonus is exactly what Senashira needs for her general preparation when it comes to just staying alive. And I'm probably not going to use the Greenstone Amulet on her just yet. I think Kirinai is going to buff up with that. Kirinai is going to drink a Potion of Defense so that her armor class is going to be better, and when it comes to protecting herself from spells, she's going to use the Greenstone Amulet. We're going to give that Anke armor to Kivin to increase his armor class, because with Imoen's buffs, I think Koran is probably going to be the primary target for their backstabs. There's going to be 2 thieves, and they can be pretty dangerous when it comes to backstabbing. And that's also why I have this Potion of Fortitude for him. That's going to boost his Constitution up to 18, so he's going to get some more hit points. And that's exactly what we're going to do with Senashira as well. So let's drink those, and now Senashira, instead of 70 hit points, has 84 hit points, because she didn't get 18 Constitution because we have that Claw of Khaz'goroth equipped. And as you can see, in situations where the Claw of Khaz'goroth like really decreases your Constitution from values that grant you hit point bonuses, that's pretty devastating. Well, maybe not devastating, but that's a pretty big difference, because at level 7, with 18 Constitution, she would get another 14 hit points, so she would be at 98 instead of 84. But 84 is still quite a bit more than 70, because we really want to protect Senashira in this encounter. And Koran, instead of 51, has 77, so he's going to be way tougher than previously as well. Now, the other thing we want to do with Senashira is to buff up her fire resistance, and I'm going to get 50% from this potion and 50% from this fire shield red that I'm going to cast right before we go up there, because I don't want to use like Jaheira's short-lasting like resist fire and cold. That's only one round per level. I don't want to use that. I want to be sure that she is protected from fire completely, because we're probably going to throw in some explosives, but not too many, because in that fight, like, Armageddon Tactics isn't all that effective because they have protections and they have higher hit points, and you know, that's going to, some explosives are going to soften them up, but it's not going to like kill anybody. We need to use different tactics here to primarily like disable them. Anyway, let's continue with the buffage a little bit. I forgot to sell this Potion of Insight. Yeslik is going to get this potion, another Potion of Strength here. And he's going to buff with Remove Fear, because that's a really long-lasting buff. We can start with that. Basically, this pre-buffing thing is a little taste of what's going to come in Baldur's Gate 2, with all the pre-buffing, with you know, quite a few different spells at our disposal to increase our survivability and our combat options there, our combat effectiveness. First you're going to cast Blur. Yeah, that's 4 rounds plus 2 per level. So we can do that first. And she's going to buff up with Shield.
Your concern?
Now, what else do we want to do here? Of course, Senashira needs her Potion of Invulnerability.
Nature's servant awaits.
Now Bless and Defensive Harmony are very short-lasting spells, so we're going to use them last. It's kind of the same thing with chant and drop on holy might, but I guess we can use them. Actually, I should have done that a little differently, but whatever. Let's use drop on holy might on him, and now let's use sanctuary, so he starts out with that. Now I think we're done with buffing Kirinai. She's just going to use that. Oh no, we're not. We haven't used that potion of defense on her. And she's going to use the greenstone amulet just before going upstairs.
What you want?
And now we're going to use haste on everyone. And she's going to buff herself up with a minor globe.
Yep.
Now Jaheira might use bless, and you might use mirror images.
I am here.
And Sinashira, do you have anything left to do? Oh, by the way, -11 armor class, and her saving throws, spell is 0, the other ones are like -1, -2, so she is really like prepared. She's going to be relying on that. Now this is one fight that I really wish I had 2 mages for, because you know, it really helps to have like more level 4 or level 5 spells that you can cast from scrolls at the same time. And if I had a party with 2 arcane casters, I would probably use both staircases, sending 1 mage over here and 1 mage using this staircase. But I think in our party composition it's going to be better if we all approach from one side. And of course it carries some disadvantages with it, because we're going to be more vulnerable to some AoE spells, but I think I can deal with that. But I think it's going to be generally more beneficial for us to stay together as a party, so we can like focus our damage better, instead of being spread out with like 3 people going on the left and 3 people on the right or something like that. So the last thing left to do is to give Sinashira her Fire Shield Red. By the way, that message that popped up there, this one, that you cannot cast multiple instances of the same contingency spell on yourself, that's just a little message bug on SCS and Enhanced Edition. It's just a message that's not supposed to show up. We obviously don't have any contingency spells on ourselves, and it doesn't influence anything gameplay wise. It's just a message that we're going to also see that kind of thing in Baldur's Gate 2. Whenever you cast Fire Shield Red or Fire Shield Cold, or Fire Shield Blue, it's just going to show up, and it just has no significance on anything. Alright, so when it comes to Koran, we're going to prepare maybe like 2 arrows of detonation, and then he's going to go with some acid arrows. He has a -4 armor class. I could probably buff him a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter. One thing that I'm going to do, I think, is give him this maybe slashing resistant belt, and maybe I should do something with Kirinai, but Kirinai has a -7 armor class with this potion of defense, so it's pretty good. She's going to buy a buff up with this greenstone amulet, and I think now we are ready to go upstairs and confront Sara Vox Acolytes.
Yes,
Right,
indeed.
Sinashira is going to immediately move here.
You've a task?
Jaheira is going to move here.
You're a queer.
Imoen is going to immediately start casting chaos from this scroll.
Yes.
And we're going to wait a little bit for their pre-buffs to kick in before we start attacking ourselves, but we can at least like reposition a little bit.
What is it?
I am here indeed.
Fear my wrath, for it is great indeed.
Alright, so here's Zalimar, Cloud Wolf, apparently their leader. And we can pretend that we're Emissary Tar. He's going to say like, how many Emissary Tars do we have now? 3? Fool, Miss Tar stands right before you, and she was just leaving, weren't you, my dear? Honestly, this has gone on long enough, so apparently this is Emissary Tar here. Anyway, if you try to bribe them, he's going to like laugh at that, because they are apparently like, you know, Sarevok's like hand-picked chosen that are kind of like completely loyal to him. So we can just say this. Who are you to say so? I've crushed all those before you. So yeah, those before us were fools, as you are. Those before us were weak, as you are. Those before us are dead, as you will be. So it has been decreed, so it shall be done. So orders Sarevok. So Sarevok apparently, you know, is probably the one, like from this line we can deduce that all of these assassins perhaps were the, you know, the doing of this person Sarevok, who apparently wants us dead. Right, so Emissary Tard changes into a doppelganger, and there's quite a few of them here. The two thieves are invisible, and due to a bug, I think they're like, not even a bug, I think due to just a mistake in SCS, they are both called Shannara instead of Shannara and Kalos. Even that male thief is called Shannara too, instead of being called Kalos, so there are two Shannaras. Anyway, and there's basically, when it comes to them, like they said, they come in pairs. So Zalimar is a level 12, I think, berserker. He was primarily an archer, but he also has a halberd +2. And there's also another fighter, a melee one, I think, that dual wields. Also a pretty dangerous fellow. And then we have like 2 mages and 2 clerics, and I think they are always like 1 pure class and 1 multi-class. So there's like 1 pure mage and 1 fighter mage. And there's 1 cleric and 1 fighter cleric. And there's also 1 pure thief and 1 fighter thief. Alright, anyway, let's just give them 1 second for their pre-buffs to trigger a little bit better. Okay, and now we can start. We're going to fire those 2 arrows of detonation. You need to change your necklace and give them a little fire here. Yeslik is going to cast a little Holy Smite in there to hopefully blind them, and Senashira is going to charge in a second. Alright, so he has protection from magic, Zalimar. Asim, he uses a Wand of the Heavens, I think. Alright, it's time to, I think, for Senashira to just charge in. She's going to use the Potion of Fire Breath on Zalimar. Oh, I think someone died. Diab already died. Okay, Doppelganger is confused, but I was hoping that, you know, Zalimar would be confused, or someone like that, you know. That chaos, like, -4 penalty. Alright, so Imoen got hit by that Wand of the Heavens from Asim here, but of course her mirror images soaked up that hit. Okay, Kiranai is done with her Necklace of Missiles. Koran already shot both of his arrows, so now let him switch to arrows of acid, and since our guy Asim here is so available to us, I think we're going to focus our damage on him, and Imoen is going to reposition a little bit. Okay, I think one of the thieves there, that's invisible. Just let me take a second here. Remove magic was cast on Senashira, so we're going to see which buffs remain on her when that happens. Okay, so that already happened on her, but it seems like her Potion of Invulnerability is still there. She just lost her 50% fire resistance. She lost her fire shield, which doesn't even matter that much. And she lost her haste, I think, because she has, yeah, 3 attacks. So she's going to be a little slower, but she still has the Boots of Speed, so I want to, you know, move with hers so that she can direct that Fire Breath beam to its maximum effectiveness. Actually, Jaheira is going to cast Invisibility Purge, and we want Kiranai to reposition better, and Imoen to reposition, and Imoen is going to cast some Glitter Dust here. Alright, Senashira. This is Gardush. Gardush is the melee fighter. Zalimar is badly injured, which is nice. Ally can cast, and Naman is, I think, the pure mage, although he has the look of a thief. I think that's their pure mage. Alright, we're safe here. I think the backstab of Shannara, the true Shannara here, I guess Kalos, or like I said, he's also called Shannara, but he's a male thief. I think he's, you know, confused there, which is very nice. And her backstab, I think, just was soaked by a mirror image of Imoen. There's like so many things going on at the same time, so many things to comment, so I apologize if I'm like stumbling over my words or I'm missing something. Alright, so Asim here died, Diab died, so both of their clerics, I think, are or ally might be a cleric, or I think that's the fighter mage and Naaman is the mage. And we have the two fighters. One of the thieves is disabled, the doppelganger like doesn't matter, but he's confused as well. So here Shannara is pretty exposed, but she's probably going to gulp another potion of invisibility very soon. So I think what we should do is focus on our damage on ally and on Naaman here. So you know what, Naaman I think has protection from normal missiles, or it's likely. You can't see that because of the minor globe. So I think what we're going to do is focus on him, and Koran is going to focus on ally, and Imoen's casting, and Senashira is going to do some hits. Alright, Gardush crit Senashira for 22 damage, which is not great. Senashira cast her glitter dust, so let her reposition, and we can... Unfortunately they positioned themselves in a not a very good way, so we can't really direct our fire beam here too well. Let's try to get Gardush with it and ally, but I think it's probably not going to work. Anyway, Koran got damage. He did damage to ally, which is nice. Shannara got blinded. That's very, very good, because that's their dangerous backstabber. So that's very good that that worked on her. Zalimar activated his Berserker Rage, so he's pretty much immune to anything. Any disabling tools that we could use on him. Let Senashira throw in a one hit, because he's badly injured there. Alright, I think Jaheira is close to finishing her invisibility purge. Alright, she just finished that. So, Naaman unfortunately renewed his mirror images. And here, the Kalos, which is, you know, mistakenly also called Shannara here, actually attempted to backstab Zalimar, so I'm going to leave him to do that and move Senashira to deal some damage onto ally. Right, Naaman is going to be running away, so I think we will basically attack who we can kill here. And ally seems to be pretty exposed. Gardush is also badly injured, but I really don't care about him right now. What we can do is try some emotion hopelessness. Perhaps that's going to work on Naaman, because that's also a level 4 spell. I could use confusion, or I could use another chaos. Alright, he used a minor sequencer with invisibility and mirror image, so he got out of that nasty situation. Alright, this guy still is attacking Zalimar, and I think Zalimar is... Well, you know what? Now let's switch to Naaman. Alright, Senashira is getting pretty badly hit here. Not even with a critical hit, so Gardush is a really good like melee dual-wielding fighter. So I don't really want to be close to him with Senashira. Let's just try to micro a little bit. Alright, we need to get Naaman, because he's going to try to cast something. Let's try out our Wand of the Heavens. Kiranai got through with some damage, but that didn't interrupt his spell. Come on, come on. We need to interrupt that. That's an enchantment spell. If that is confusion or something, that's not going to be good for us. Why are you not attacking, dude? We need your damage. Alright, domination on Kiranai. Kiranai had the Greenstone Amulet, and she still has that Mind Shield coming from that, so that's very good. That was obviously not effective on her. Yeah, Koran, of course, was not attacking because ally went invisible. You know what, Kiranai could use the detect invisibility from her bastard sword that we got from Simeon, and Gardush has annoyed me enough, I think, and we need to get rid of him now. Imoen is now going to renew her mirror images because she's out, I think. Alright, so nice near instant detect invisibility, but ally might have retreated to one of these side rooms, because I don't see him right now. Maybe I'm just blind. Alright, Gardush is down, that's very nice. Let's just take care of Zalimar here, just finish him off. finally. Let's get rid of this doppelganger, dude. Alright, Shannara is blinded, so she's like completely useless here, and this guy is, you know, confused still from that chaos. So that was really, really good that we were able to disable both of these backstabbing thieves that could really mess us up. Like one backstab, potentially, if it crit, could kill Koran or Senashira, which, actually, let's heal them up a little bit while we're thinking about it. Alright, let's just kill whoever we have available here. Alright, boom! Take that. Let's just check if Naman, or Ally, sorry. By the way, here's Emissary Tar. That was obviously, you know, that Lyle Espejo guy was obviously the doppelganger. And he was supposed to, you know, they were supposed to lure Emissary Tar into a side room to kill her there and assume her likeness. Alright, where is Ally, dude?
Yes?
Did he go, like, downstairs or something? Let's finish off this miserable guy. Put him out of his misery. Now, where is Ally, dude? Because he clearly went invisible. Now our haste ran out.
But as good as done.
It is done.
Did I not notice him dying somewhere, or did he go downstairs? Because he can't survive, man. We need to kill all of them. All of these acolytes. Anyway, wasn't that a cool fight?
Certainly.
I love it.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, here he is. He's still here.
I
And
am
we're...
What is it?
Does Imoen have one? No. We're out of, like, invisibility
My father
dispels.
was a miner,
You know,
and my mother,
as you could see from the last episode,
only stone protects the pigs.
Yeslik's dispel magic is completely, like, super overpowered, especially in the context of SCS, because it always succeeds. I thought that maybe Enhanced Edition used the normal Baldur's Gate kind of engine implementation. If you play the classic games and you just play Baldur's Gate 1 on the Baldur's Gate 2 engine, they usually make it so that dispel magic uses his cleric level, like it's kind of supposed to. But the classic Baldur's Gate, like unmodded Baldur's Gate 1 behavior is that it always succeeds. And since we have nothing at our disposal, and, you know, this dispel magic is not going to, like, dispel 5 guys completely, because that's why I will not use it in most cases, because it's just so super good, you know, just automatically succeeding in dispelling. But since this is just one guy, I think I might use it on him. Yeah, because he's just healing in there. Actually, let's keep close to Yeslik here and just demonstrate the dispel magic there, I guess. He actually revealed himself anyway to cast. Emotion Helplessness didn't work on Yeslik because he has great saves.
I've done had enough.
He has Stone Giant Strength now. Alright, and he's down. So, now we are finished. This was a pretty long episode because of all the preparations and the fight that we've done. So we're going to see all the nice goodies that they've left to us. We're going to talk to Thaldorn, and we're going to loot what we can loot from here in the next episode without any pressure of time or anything to, like, finish the episode. So I want to do that, you know, in a nice kind of calm way without having to rush it. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I sure did enjoy this fight. This is one of my favorites in SCS for sure in Baldur's Gate 1. Anyway, and as always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.